Omar Nasiri is the pseudonym of a Belgian spy of Moroccan origin who infiltrated al-Qaeda, attending training camps in Afghanistan and passing information to the United Kingdom and French External Intelligence Service, the GGSE. He claims in an exclusive interview presented on BBC's Newsnight on November 16, 2006, that the United Kingdom intelligence services were warned in the mid 1990s about the threat posed by al Qaeda, but failed to act quickly enough. Nasiri would later write a book entitled Inside the Jihad: My Life with Al Qaeda, a Spy Story. Contains Nasiri's account of meeting two boys he was to learn were sons of the Qadir family, Abdullah and Abdul Rahman Qadir. The family was disputed his identification, stating that it was Abdullah and Abdul Rahman who were at the camp. Nasiri states that when he was attending the Chaldean training camp, Ibn al-Sheikh al-Libi, the camp's director, introduced the two boys as Hamza and Osama. According to the book's introduction, it was entirely through Nasiri's own efforts, and after several false starts, he traveled to Pakistan and worked his way into the well-established system managed by Abu Zubaydah, through which would be the Mujahideen are vetted for security risks and then shuttled into one of several al-Qaeda's training camps in Afghanistan. Nasiri's street smarts, quick thinking, and acting ability beating the security detail and the vetting process, and enters the training camps at Chaldean. It is worth pausing for a moment to note several points detailed in the book that contradict the common wisdom of Western terrorism experts. First, Nasiri worked his way into al Qaeda. He was not recruited. This fact suggests that those of us who helped him write the book be mistaken in looking for major Islamist recruiting stations in Western mosques. The self recruitment of individuals traveling alone or in pairs to regions where jihad is being waged was far more common. Second, Omar Nasiri achieved his success from 1995 to 96, 6 years after the Russians' defeat in Afghanistan, and 4 years after Osama bin Laden left the country for the Sudan. And yet, Nasiri found that the defeat of the Red Army and the Afghan communist regime and the temporary departure of al Qaeda's chief had sapped neither the marital motivation of the Islamists nor their ability to elicit sufficient funds from donors to keep the camps humming. In this book, Nasiri shows that al Qaeda's camps operated with great efficiency throughout the period between 1989 and bin Laden's return to Afghanistan in May of 1996. Omar Nasiri also shows that al Qaeda's body of trained fighters steadily expanded during this period. And finally, Mr. Nasiri encountered a range of nationalities training at the camps, including Kashmiris, Chechens, Central Asians, and Eritreans. That was broader than many in the West believed at the time, suggesting that the Islamist jihad had more global game more than a decade ago. Once inside Chaldean's camp and later at Darumta camp, Mr. Nasiri provided a riveting and what for Westerners should be profoundly unsettling description of the quality military training he received, as well as the type of quick learning individuals he trained with. From Makarova pistols, AK-47 assault rifles, and heavy machine guns to rocket-propelled grenade launchers, plastic explosives, landmines, and Soviet T-55 tanks. Omar Nasiri and his classmates had hands-on training with virtually every item in the inventory of small arms and explosives produced by the former Soviet Union and its Eastern Bloc allies. And there was never any lack of ammunition for training purposes. The person who will read this book will find no ammunition shortages in Nasiri's account, and will read about what at times seems like prolificate expenditures of explosives such as TNT, Semtex, C4, and associated munitions. The physical training is interspread with lessons on surveillance, infiltrating personnel and explosives into aircrafts and secure facilities, hand to hand combat, small unit tactics, assassinations, urban warfare, and kidnapping. The men also received brutally realistic training methods on how to resist interrogation and torture if captured, and how to effectively spread disinformation while being questioned. The question is, even though Nasiri was at one point, like Ali Muhammad, a triple agent, can we attest? Can we trust this account? Well, I would say I leave it up to the reader. There's a 50-50 chance he's telling the truth while embellishing falsehoods. Or he could be telling the whole truth, or he could be telling nothing but lies. You be the judge.